I'm Canadian artist Roxanne Jervis, and I'm going to talk about erasers today. When you're drawing, a lot of times you want to erase something, and the traditional eraser that a lot of people use are these pink erasers. I don't suggest you use them. They often will leave a pink line on your paper. I usually use this white eraser. It's really good as long as you make sure that the area you're using to erase with does not have graphite on it. So you may have to go back and erase something to get your eraser clean. The other thing is what they call a malleable eraser, and it either comes in a little plastic container or just cellophane on top. And what you do is you take it out, remove the cellophane, and you mash it up like it was plasticine. So this is an old one. You can see that it's not near as light as the one in the container. The malleable eraser is really good because if you wanted to do a fine line, point it and erase it. If you're doing a drawing like this one, you can take this eraser and you've got a highlight area, but you don't want a solid line. So you take the eraser and you just press it in, and you can see how the highlight has come up, but you haven't had a solid line. I'm going to do another one on top here. Now, when that happens, you'll find that in many cases you've done an outline of something and the outline is too strong because of how the light is hitting it on this ball or door handle. The light on the underside is always darker, and then you do see that you have this little bit of white line of reflected light, but this line up here is a wee bit too strong, and instead of rubbing it out like this, just soften the edge of the top by pressing the eraser into it, and you're just pulling off some of the graphite. And that is the value of a malleable eraser. When you get your malleable eraser all scrunched up like plasticine or Play-Doh, it's really important that you squeeze it and just get the graphite that's in the eraser spread through a bit more evenly. And then stick it into a little plastic bag so that it doesn't dry out. Some people put it into a small tube from when you get medication from the pharmacist. I just use this little plastic bag and then I can take it in and out. The other important thing with this eraser is don't break it down into small pieces. Keep it in one large piece and you'll find you can use it for a long time. Here's a very quick drawing of an onion that I just did for demonstration. It's not a really totally accurate drawing. Notice on the back I never put the table horizontal. I always use it on an angle to make it more interesting. But in order to use this eraser, I can show you how nice it works. And you just start it, and say you want to have a couple of really thin lines of highlight coming down. Sounds like a dentist, but it isn't. But you can remove some very thin lines in here, and that's what a battery operated eraser can do for you. Now this one was a more expensive one. We have dollar stores here in Canada. I got this one at a dollar store. Sometimes they have them in stock, sometimes they don't. But that's my little talk about erasers. Please subscribe. Talk to you soon, and do a lot of drawing.